Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Darling in the FranXX, which is on episode 17. Now, honestly, I'll put you guys a little small honesty feelings of mine on this episode. I did have my cringing moment, or should I say I did have my cringe in this episode, but at the same time, I was trying to push that away to understand the situation, because if you guys have been keeping up with this episode and up to this point right now, you will really understand that these kids are very ignorant to so many things about human society that happened back then. And I'll get to that just a moment. And I'm pretty sure if you guys watch the episode, which I highly recommend that you do, honestly, you would understand where I'm coming from. So if anything else, let's go. We had to it that people are just that the squad 013 or something, if I remember correctly, are just handling things to their delight. But however, when it comes to the 9 squad, which is those high elite squad members who are not even human whatsoever, which we all know and realized it after many episodes ago. Well, I thought they were human when I first time watched this thing, but I guess not. They end up having to enter Squad 13's home and decide to explore for a bit. But when I saw that blondie kid or something with some polite behavior or something, I had my suspicions on him for a while now. I mean, those of you guys who like him, congratulations. But for me, I didn't like him, especially what he did in this episode. Although, when it comes to certain parts here and there, I don't know what he's gone through to even, be that kind of the total A-white, honestly. But aside from that, we have to it that everyone's enjoying themselves, but as for Hiro himself, we get to find out that he's actually growing horns. I think it's because he's been piloting either with, 02 for a long time, or he licked her blood when he was young, at a young age, etc. But aside from that, we have to it that Kokoro was actually going to a restroom while one of the Nine's crew members started to explore the place. But apparently Kokoro did drop her book, which is something about giving birth to a baby, which is something that we all know Kokoro kept. And of course, Kokoro was trying to want to make a baby with Mitsuru, but Mitsuru kind of freaked out a bit and slapped her hand away. And this is kind of freaking them out a bit. And we have to it that Hiro and Mitsuru does have a little small talk with each other. And it looks like to me they repaired their relationship a bit. Because we all know what happened back then when Mitsuru forgot his promise. Hiro forgot his promise with Mitsuru, and we all know there's a reason why he forgot. It's because those freaking dumb, stupid people erased his memory. But we all know this for sure. It was Hiro's fault for having his memory erased in the first place because of his curiosity and so forth. But curiosity gets the best of many people, and that is usually natural. We all know that. There's no denying that. And of course, when it comes to a certain meeting with Kokoro and the other girls along with the boys, they end up having to talk about what's going on here. But apparently, the Nine's crew, which is something the freaking rainbow colored crew elite squad whatsoever, which I'll call them, they end up saying, you're not supposed to know this thing, right? When they mention about having a baby and so forth, even Kokoro-chan talks about it and says that she wants to maybe make a baby and leave something behind for her future. Something that Kokoro-chan is really ignorant to. Honestly, I kind of cringe at the moments about this drama thing about making a baby and so forth. But, at the same time, I was trying to push my cringe moments away and not let my stupid moments like that to judge the episode. But at the same time, understand it. Because Kokoro-chan does not even know about this until she read the book and tells it to everyone. And that blondie kid of the Nine's crew whatsoever, which is under the orders of Papa, the elite whatsoever, if you know what I'm talking about, he calls it disgusting and says you shouldn't be having these kinds of things, these emotions. They're just a pain in the neck. They're only going to cause you trouble in the end, and you're just all disgusting. Of course, Ikuno gets really upset about this and slaps him in the face and says, so what if it's a pain? What the hell are you trying to say right now, huh? What are you trying to say, huh? And of course, there was a fight that was gonna break out right now, but that didn't happen. Of course, Hachi and Nana, if I remember, I think like Hachi and Nana, who are the overseers of Kokoro of Squad 13, shows up and tells him to stop. Of course, like Nana was really upset about what Kokoro-chan was trying to do, and of course, like Kokoro-chan's like, then why do we have these emotions? Why do we have our reproductive organs inside our body right now, huh? What's wrong with that? And Nana tries to explain that you have these reproductive organs and other stuff inside you for you to pilot the FranXX. And we have to it that Kokoro's like, what about these emotions then? What's with it? And of course, like this caused Nana to actually snap out a bit, and that blondie kid whatsoever of the 9's crew of the rainbow colored elite crew, which I always have my suspicions on, realizes that Nana already hit puberty. So he ends up saying, well, your job's here done. I'm about to report this back to Papa real quick. I'm thinking in my mind, yeah, this motherfucker really, really wants to ruin things, huh? So I do not know what was that final test for Squad 13 was supposed to be, but I guess like it might have been involved independence or something else that might be mental or behavioral relations possibly. But Hachi informs the Dr. FranXX that Nana's unable to cooperate easily anymore. So of course we see to it that there was a scene with the humans with a couple of bodyguards trying to talk to the freaking like Coloxosaur princess, which I go like, you don't go down there without any real backup. Not just a couple of humans and so forth and just a couple of yourselves. You're only going to get yourself killed. They try to ask her to surrender and she ends up letting out a huge screech whatsoever, which is sending a message through their brains. And we see to it that one of the humans tried to attack her, which I go like, you idiot, do you have any idea what you're dealing with right now? And later on, that human who was trying to attack the princess of the Coloxosaur whatsoever ends up being killed. And I go like, yeah, you are real stupid. Everyone else gets eaten and slaughtered in the end, and the Coloxosaur princess says, human wannabes, etc. And we see to it that when it comes to everyone talking to each other about what's really to come eventually here and there, it's like having to like after everyone was actually talking with each other along with 02, just Squad 13, 02 with the exception of Mitsu and Kokoro, they end up having to like talk about like leaving something behind, huh? They all felt really worried and concerned right now because they go like, if we weren't created by Papa, how were we created? They were all wondering like what the All-Father, which I'll call him the All-Father because his name's Papa and he seems to see all, but you know, his stupidity and ignorance of having to not want to reveal these things tend to be karma in the end. But 02 actually says that she's a little envious to see to it that you guys can leave something behind eventually. Of course, when Mitsu was in the garden alone, he decided to go talk to Kokoro, but Kokoro, on the other hand, felt really guilty about this and she did not understand, and she ends up crying in tears. Mitsu tries to comfort her, and we have to it that Mitsu says, you know what, don't lean on me a little bit more, okay? And we have to it that Kokoro asks Mitsu, aren't we allowed to think about the future? Is it wrong to try to like what's to come? And of course Mitsu and Kokoro end up kissing. Well, Mitsu kisses Kokoro, and of course there was a scene where after Hiro and 02 have a little small talk and Ikuno having to think about some things, we have to it that there was a scene with Mitsu and Kokoro in the same bed in the end, which just shows that they actually did it, I guess. So I guess like that kind of happened, but we all know may have an idea of what could really happen in the end. But aside from that, it looks like the All-Father is greeted by the elite crew and says, oh, there's something that you need to know, which is apparently the 9's crew or something like that decides to tell them what they saw, etc. So in this episode, I guess you can say like Kokoro actually figured out how to make babies and wanted to explain this to everyone else, and then you know the 9's crew or that blondie kid with that leads the rainbow hair colored geeks whatsoever has become a total jerk. But you know, depending on how he was raised and how he was born or something, we all know that it had to come from something. But aside from that, the way how he really said it in front of him and said that all you guys are disgusting and that, etc. I'm thinking in my mind, boy, I think I need to rip your freaking body to pieces right now. Because the way how he acted towards Kokoro and after Kokoro figuring things out, you know, it really broke me. I mean, I will be honest with you. It took a lot of will to put aside my cringe and try to understand the episode. I mean, I'm not playing. I did have my cringe moments. Or I should say, I did have my times where there are scenes that cringed me. Especially when making a baby, or like, the conversation with like Nana and Kokoro talking about these feelings whatsoever, because I know where they're coming from. But yeah, but overall, like I said, I literally took a lot of work to push my cringe aside to understand the episode. And you know, Kokoro wants to make a baby. I can't blame her because she doesn't really know these things. Not even Squad 13. I mean, they are ignorant to what happened, what humanity did back then, and the All-Father or Papa, which I don't give too much about, hid these things from these kids, dude. I think in my mind, the more you hide, eventually karma's gonna hit you back, and they're gonna find out eventually. And guess what? That Blondie kid is gonna report to Papa what happened. So I do not know what's really bound to happen next, but one thing for sure, I can say it's not gonna be very pretty, and the results is gonna be possibly catastrophic. Even though Mitsu and Kokoro might have done it or something. I don't expect it to last long or have anything good happening. That's all I can really say. But we'll have to see. All I know is, like I said, this episode is just more information about how Squad 13 knows how reproduction works overall. But yeah, like I said, it took a lot of will to push my cringe aside to try to understand the episode. It wasn't easy at all. I was like, oh my gosh, this must be really hard right now, because these kids are very ignorant. There's no denying that. So yeah, until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!